This is the Toyota TS020 GT1 race car from 1999, and it is one of the most iconic cars in Gran Turismo history. After 2 years since Gran Turismo 7's release, it has finally been added to the game in update 1.44, and it can be said that the wait has been long but worth it, because seeing it with the attention to detail that Polyphony Digital is known for can't help but bring a smile to my face. But what makes the GT1 so special? Why does it stand out amongst the crowd in a game known to have a huge library of cars? Well, for a bit of context, let me first take you back to the late 1990s, during the release of the first 2 games. And if you want to see more content like this, please make sure to like and subscribe. Gran Turismo has been around since late 1997, and in the span of time that it has been around, it has introduced to the wide world cars that certain people might not have been aware of previously. As a franchise, it has inspired a whole generation of car enjoyers by having available a wide array of vehicles. No other games feature this many real-life cars, especially not from all corners of the world, and of these many different kinds. Gran Turismo 2 evolved on the formula of the first by introducing more than triple the amount of cars of the first game. And for the purpose of this video, this is where I will focus most of my attention. Some of the cars that both games featured ranged from small Japanese K cars to sports cars, These sports cars and muscle cars added much needed variety to the game, but there is one more brand that joined the series in the second entry, one that will be associated with GT for many years to come, and that is RUF. A German manufacturer that built sports cars using Porsche chassis from the past, due to the fact that the Porsche license really wasn't available at the time, and thus becoming a staple in the series from then on. And as an upgrade of Gran Turismo 1, the second game now introduced a wide variety of race cars, and some supercars, like the Vector brand, which has only ever appeared in Gran Turismo 2. The Ford GT40, a legendary Le Mans race car. Concepts like the Ford GT90, which again also only showed up on Gran Turismo 2. And many other race cars like the Lister Storm V12, the Viper GTS Team Orica, the Castrol Storm Supra, and the Lotus Elise GT1, which is a car that has ever only showed up in Gran Turismo 2, a car that I would personally love to see make a comeback. And now let me show you the craziest thing in Gran Turismo 2. This is the 1990s Renault Espace F1, which is fitted with a Williams F1 V10 engine from the Renault Williams racing team, boasting close to 800 brake horsepower. It is an insane, crazy project that Renault did, and it was one of the most interesting additions to Gran Turismo 2. So with all these incredible cars, why is the GT1 so beloved by fans? Well, there are a couple of reasons. You see, in Gran Turismo 2, you start out with a measly 10,000 credits to buy a car, and first car choices, while there are a few, most are in the Japanese used market, located in the East City section of the game. This is one of the menus that players spend the most amount of time in the early game. Most car brands have a special category, which is mostly reserved for race cars and other special projects. The road car version of the Toyota GT1 is in the Toyota Special Dealership, and it's also one of the most unique cars in the game, being the only modern Le Mans prototype. By the game's release, that is, with its iconic red color capturing players' interest from the very early game. Not only that, but playing through the licenses will eventually unlock the S license, the highest and most difficult one. Golding said license will award the player with the Toyota GT1 race car from 1999, which will carry you through the mid to late game in most races. You can grab it pretty much as soon as you start the game. All you need to do is play through the licenses, and there's a high probability that it's going to be one of the cars that you will use the most, whenever it is allowed, that is. So that helps setting it apart from the very beginning. Gran Turismo has had other iconic Le Mans prototypes to its releases, like the very famous Mazda 787B, a car that has, in my opinion, one of the greatest engine sounds in racing car history. A true orchestra, if I am to say so myself. But like the Mazda, there are more, such as the Sauber Mercedes C9, or even the Nissan R92 CP, another car that reminds people of Gran Turismo. But those cars were racing successes. They stayed in the history books. They were amazing and deserve to be remembered with their achievements, setting them apart from others. Not like the Toyota GT1.
I think the instructions he's getting from Andre de Cortance, who we see here going through his notes, are making it quite clear. And what has happened here? He's got a problem. He's got a problem. Drama again at Le Mans 1999. That's Katayama. Look, he has had a blowout just over the crest of the Mulsanne at the Mercedes flying strip there, just 300 meters behind us. What a disaster. That is the damage to the... Look at the nature of the tyre. He's driven back to the pits on that, and it is bound to have had some damage.
Accidents happen in racing. It is the nature of such a sport. And unfortunately, of the 3 cars that participated in the 24 Hours of Le Mans of 1999, 2 retired and only 1 managed to finish the race. It did end up on the podium though, and setting the fastest lap, achieving a respectful 2nd place behind the iconic BMW V12 LMR, and as such, the Le Mans win that Toyota so desperately wanted was still out of their grasp. So while it may not have won the 24 Hours of Le Mans, it still did win our hearts, with its appearance in Gran Turismo 2, and every subsequent mainline Gran Turismo, aside from Gran Turismo Sport, even seeing other appearances in other racing franchises such as Project Cars, Forza Motorsport, and Project Gotham Racing, which I would say was related to it being a Gran Turismo icon in the first place. Whenever you see the GT1, you will remember Gran Turismo, and whenever you play Gran Turismo, you will remember the Toyota GT1. Their existences go hand in hand, and for that I go so far as to say that it is one of, if not the most iconic Gran Turismo car in existence.